Today, lucky enough to have Glenn Richardson and Matt from GeoMoby.
Imagine the challenges on site. You've got indoor environment, outdoor environments, underground environments. You've got areas where you've got good connectivity, some where you've got no connectivity because you're in the middle of the bush. So if you're in an indoor environment, you want to use Bluetooth. If you're outdoor, you can use your GPS. But if you are out of range, you can't communicate that data back. We merge all these different technologies into the one platform.
Nothing like a challenge.
Nothing like a challenge. And you've got that 3D map that's showing you where all your assets are in real time. They are not hopping, it's continuous visibility, so you can see them move.
Wow. Track and trace.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Exactly.
And so you're doing it for humans.
And we're doing for humans as well. And they look at us and say, oh yeah, that's cool. That's for safety. That's really going to help. But I want to see what the trucks are carrying.
Really? Welcome back to another episode on The Gold Room. Today, lucky enough to have Glenn Richardson and Matt from GeoMoby. Glenn, thanks very much for coming back and helping me co-host another episode.
No problem at all, Josh. It's a pleasure to be here again.
Beautiful. Matty, what have we got, mate? So as you know, we start with the life and the times. So give us a little rundown. Where did you come from? Where did you go?
Okay, so given my name, I'm guessing you guys don't have to wonder for too long where I come from. I come from France.
Yes.
They gave me the passport now, so I'm safe.
Beautiful.
Been here for 13 years.
Nice.
But the journey, background over there, did all my studies, and at some point my wife was a geotech engineer, got offered an internship to work at SRK Consulting in West Perth, little consulting firm, we believed it was, from our Normandy where we were born. And 6 months later, she got offered a job, and I finished my studies and worked in Asia a bit. And then she looked at me and said, "Hey Matt, you know these Aussie blokes, they're quite tall, they've got quite some muscles, long blonde hair, they're cool, they've got a bit of a weird accent, but they can surf." But because that's exactly what she loves, I said, okay, maybe it's time for me to come. And so packed my gear.
Have you just been traveling to see her, or meeting in Southeast Asia?
Lots of Skype meeting, a number of meetings in Southeast Asia. At some point I said I got to make a decision, and packed my gear, told my mum I'd be back in 6 months, and she's still waiting.
Really?
Yeah.
13 years later.
13 years later.
I think the French accent outdoes the Australian one any day.
Yeah, mate.
Yeah.
Oh, you reckon?
Nice
I
bloody
hate
accent.
it. I hate it.
Yeah, listen, I'm the same. I don't like the bloody Kiwi accent. I always say it.
Funny.
So, from university, mate, what'd you study at uni?
Entrepreneurship. So finance and entrepreneurship. So I come from a family of entrepreneurs, like bars, hairdressing, bakery, lots of trades.
Yep.
So I've always known I wanted to just build my own business. So got some experience at places like Siemens, KPMG, in banks, just to understand how it was all working. I did my MBA in entrepreneurship, finance, and started my first business when I was only 19, importing goods from Asia back to France. And always knew that's what I wanted to do.
Beautiful, but it was nothing back then. It was nothing to do with mining.
Nothing to do with mining, actually. When you're born in Normandy or France,
wine.
You know about wine.
Yeah, I do.
You know about bread, a few other things, but you don't know anything about mining. You don't honestly even know it exists. And then you arrive in Perth, and at the airport you see all these people in yellow and orange.
Yeah.
And you're like, what's going on here?
Including the children.
That's right, yeah.
What's going on? And you discover an entire world, and the size of that world, the volume, that scale is massive, and you can only be fascinated by that world.
Definitely, I agree.
By everything around it. So yeah, so obviously I got to know a bit more about mining, living next to Justine, my wife. I started then a consulting company here in Perth that I was a director and partner of for about 10 years.
A little tech startup?
No, really financial services type. Help businesses grow here and transact and that kind of stuff. And the story about GeoMoby is Chris, my friend and business partner, our wives met playing beach handball together. My wife's going to be so happy I keep on talking about her.
Yeah, for sure.
She'll be very surprised. And then, so they met, and then I was meeting with Chris on Sunday afternoons in Scarborough Beach, watching them play. And then we our friendship started. We played squash together, and at some point in the shower, separated.
Yeah, great.
Showers.
That was
he's
your
French
question,
too, so
right?
I'd rather say
You
it.
bloody French, who'd know?
We say, oh yeah, look, I can help with the growth of the business, and because it built all that fantastic tech, and that's how I became a director of GeoMoby, and yeah, the rest is the journey toward leading us here.
Awesome.
Yes. So, Matt, what were the key challenges in scaling GeoMoby from concept to deploying it particularly into the mining industry?
How long do we have?
We've got some time.
All right. So challenges, finance. When you're building hardware and software solutions, you need to buy equipment to test. You need to employ people to develop things. You need to then have access to sites to go and make sure that it doesn't just work in the office, but it works in real life conditions. So yeah, money is obviously a big thing. Then access to credibility. You're a bunch of tech guys, but when you go in front of mining people, first they catch your accents and they're like, who are you?
Yep.
What have you done before?
Next thing is, who is this nerd? Who's this geek?
Exactly. And they're like, okay, he looks friendly, but can you really help me?
Yep.
And the next question is, all right, where have you deployed it? And the first one is like...
Exactly. What's your reference site?
Nowhere.
Yeah.
Not yet. So yeah, finance, credibility, and networks, and red tape. In our mining industry, I really love it. Something we're not good at, I think, is adopting new technologies quickly. And no one wants to really try. I think it's getting better.
Is it a security issue?
It's a security issue. There is also a legacy of disappointing technologies.
Yep.
And yeah, when you got burnt once and you got promised the world, you don't want to do it again.
So we're talking about that in Richo's episode. It's the truth.
Yeah, so I get it. We can't blame them. Doesn't play in our favor, but that's just the way it is. So that's some of the obstacles we had to face. And then, once you get the order, you don't have the stock because we're going back to the finance problem. So that's all the challenges about scaling. And then all of a sudden, something happens on the site. And a person calls you and say, hey, stop bragging. If you're as good as you say you are, you come next week and you solve the problem.
Beautiful.
And I'm going to probably skip the first years of
GeoMoby. Don't. Let's just get into what is GeoMoby and how does it work?
So in a few words, we're all about location and communication.
Okay.
So think of your mining operations, both on surface and underground. If you look 10 years ago, connectivity and visibility was very limited. And still in our underground mining world, I don't have the figure, but from my experience, I'd say 95% of mines do not know where equipment or where people are at any given time. They don't have that visibility. So we kind of left our positioning in other verticals that we've had over the first 3 years of GeoMoby's journey to moving into mining, construction, oil and gas in 2016. So it was really around health and safety and asset tracking. So imagine the challenges on site. You've got indoor environment, outdoor environments, underground environments. You've got areas where you've got good connectivity, some where you've got no connectivity because you're in the middle of the bush.
Yep.
So Chris always had that vision that we need to have a tech that was using all these different technologies. So if you're in an indoor environment, you want to use Bluetooth because it's easy to put hardware and it gives you that close proximity or understanding. If you're outdoor, you can use your GPS. But if you are out of range, you can't communicate that data back. So you need to have some sort of advanced geofencing or other methodologies. So long story short, we merge all these different technologies into the one platform. And then in 2019, the CEO director of GeoMoby, Andrew Rouse, ex-CEO, CTO of PyBar Mining Services, came to us and said, okay, guys, what you got on surface is great, but do it underground. Got to be scalable, cost-effective, wireless, user-friendly.
Nothing like a challenge.
Nothing like
sure.
a challenge, and I'm sure no one tried before.
Yeah.
So we used our experience of surface operations and especially Bluetooth to then onboard that journey. So yeah, that was 5-6 years ago. We went and
So PyBar was the first client?
Yeah, exactly, on the East Coast, Darg's mine. 6 months later, we go there with a very small prototype, a 9-volt battery in it. We place them on the mesh between 50 and 75 meters from each other, and we managed to get a meter accuracy. And to be honest, we were quite surprised that we could get that on the first try. We went back to the office and we then designed something that was more robust, a much bigger battery, longer range, etc., etc. And we built our 3D model and more. So what we do underground nowadays. So imagine you turn on your computer in the morning when you arrive on site, and you've got that 3D map that's showing you where all your assets are in real time. They are not hopping; it's continuous visibility, so you can see them move.
Wow.
And
Fantastic for service industry, like for a fitter to get down and find out where a machine is that he needs to respond to a breakdown.
Yep.
Knows exactly
Track
where it
and
is.
trace.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Exactly.
And so you're doing it for humans?
And we're doing for humans as well.
Wow.
So it's all
Well,
about safety.
they're an asset.
For sure.
Yeah.
Probably the most valuable asset to a mining
exactly.
company.
Yeah.
Most valuable assets. You need to make sure that in case of an emergency, they are inside these refuge chambers. You want to make sure that when there is a siren and an alert, they are getting told to go to a chamber that will not be out of capacity, which may be a challenge. So we are able to direct them to the closest refuge chamber or the one where they're
And the safest
going
one.
to
Smart.
find
So
a
they don't have
spot.
to go through fire or smoke or to get to it.
Correct. So we did all of that. And then first, I guess, larger clients, we deploy across 2.5 kilometers. They like it. It works straight away. It takes us like less than 2 hours to do it. And they look at us and say, oh, yeah, that's cool. That's for safety. That's really going to help. But I want to see what the trucks are carrying.
Really?
And then we started the second part of our underground mining journey, which is, if the video can capture it, it's never enough. Which is great because it pushes us. So then we started to integrate gas detectors, rock movement sensors, cap lamps, heavy infrastructure. We're working on pumps, ventilation systems. Machine loads, data. That's one of the latest things we've done. That was 3 months ago. So now you've got that entire ecosystem, and we don't try to be everything to everyone. Our philosophy is we're very good at location and comms, but ventilation, pumps,
So important.
safety, that's not us. So we're going to go and work with others around us that can just transmit that signal via Bluetooth, because that's the way this works. They're going to pass us their data, and we're going to give it back to them on Surface. But at least now they can give their clients that visibility for very, very small costs.
Let's talk about costs.
Yeah.
So your product,
Yep.
as opposed to everything else out there on the market.
Yeah.
How cost effective is it to bring GeoMoby on board?
So you've got four arms, 4 legs. I think that's going to be enough. No, sorry for the French humor. It's about on average 8 times to 10 times cheaper than any other substitute product.
Wow.
The main reason being it's wireless. So at a very famous mine site here in WA, we've deployed across 17 levels in 6 days, and only 2 people were involved.
Wow.
And
That's extraordinary.
we did not disrupt operations, so they kept on following their production schedules. And every time there was on the schedule like an empty tunnel for 30 minutes, an hour, we were just coming in and boom, 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 just trapping the nodes on the mesh. They connect by themselves automatically, and that's it.
How often are you changing a battery on one?
Yeah, so promise to the market is that we guarantee a minimum of 12 months worth of battery life. Then you don't have to put the node in the bin. You simply recharge it. And
really?
And off you go again. But in reality, it's more like 18 months plus, 18, 24 months.
And each recharge, you get that same extended life.
And in theory, you can do it 3,000 times.
Wow.
We have not tried that.
Yeah.
No, not yet.
No, not yet. We've done it a few times with the same node, but not 3,000.
So do you have to take them back to the surface to charge them up, or can you take? Have you got a docking station for them that you can plug multiple into?
So that's one of our next projects, is the ability to recharge them within 20 minutes.
We're gonna need some IP out of this, mate. Yeah, I'm sure you're already working on it. Smarter brains than us, Richo.
So you got a product, VentSim, is that how you say it? VentSim?
So VentSim.
Yeah, so your ventilation.
So it's part of Arden VentSim, and we've partnered with these guys. So these guys are probably the biggest in their industry. They've got that product, VentSim Control.
So that's helping reduce costs and aiding emissions underground?
Massively. So in the models we've done and clients we've worked on, when you combine the ability to change the speed of the fans, especially our secondary fans, with our location data, you're achieving anything between 50% and 74% reduction in
energy.
Energy.
Wow. Yeah. That's awesome.
So the payback period, I was doing a business case this morning, 3 weeks. So
you'll pay this off in 3 weeks by implementing it just with the fan extraction system.
So we have to fudge the numbers because no one believes it.
Really?
You're going to make it look worse.
We have to make it look worse. We have to look at the worst case scenarios on all the parameters we select and assumptions we make. Otherwise, it's just, come on, you're bullshitting.
Under promise and over deliver.
Always.
They're fantastic.
Always.
Fantastic. Can you share a moment where GeoMoby has helped out in an emergency?
Yeah. So I can't give. I'll either give the story or the name of the client. I'll probably
go the story.
Story.
No name of the client. Yeah. You don't have to.
So before we went onto a site, that's why we got there. Massive seismic events. Couldn't find over 70 people over almost the entire shift.
70 or 17?
70.
Wow.
And
so most of the crew on that day.
Exactly.
That's here.
Yeah.
In WA.
And then they looked at us and said, okay guys, if you were in, what would have happened? Because they were telling us stories about families, and that's actually the story of one of our team members. her dad got involved in an emergency scenario, and her mom was on the phone with the mine and said like, hey, so she received that call. Something's happened, and your husband is involved, and we're doing everything we can to help him out. First question is, okay, do you know where he is? No. Do you know when you're gonna know where he is? No.
That's scary.
Do you know if he's safe right now? No. Do you know if he knows that help is on its way? No. And you're the wife or the brother or the sister or the dad.
Not the answers you want to hear.
That's not the answer
Absolutely
you want to hear.
not.
No. So yeah, we really took that use case at heart, and yes, we are a business, but we were a bit naive in our approach in the sense that we believe that if we can be impactful, the business will be just the outcome, you know. So we created that entire solution around emergency response drills. We've got a feature called welfare check. That's one of the first features we developed, which is you're on surface, something happened, you click on a button and you send a message. Anyone that's got a watch, a phone or tablet will see that notification and will be able to respond. It's working through Bluetooth, so it don't have to be in range. If you and then on the map you become red. And as soon as you hit a fresh air bay or refuge chamber, you turn green, so that the emergency response teams, they know exactly where to go as a matter of priority.
Yeah.
So, that's the kind of cool stuff we've been proud to do. So we've been involved with the Underground Mining Emergency Rescue Camp.
Awesome.
The past few years. Again, very important for us, for everyone to know that you don't have to be that other person on the phone.
Worried about your loved ones.
Yeah.
Very important.
That's fantastic, isn't it?
Because even if you lose power or connectivity, the worst case scenario, we've built that replay feature. So you can go back 2 weeks, 2 years, but also 20 seconds in time and replay where everybody was. So there is no more investigation and he says, she says, and do you remember this? Or look at the planned schedule for the shift.
Actual.
OH&S would love this, mate.
Absolutely.
That's fantastic. That's amazing. How are you guys actively out there? I don't even have this as a question, but how are you actively out there advertising and marketing this? Are you just going out to mine sites or calling them up one by one? What's the hit rate? Because this
Great
I'm
product.
not even biased. You're not even paying us to be here.
Yeah.
This is just, I just think, working in the mining industry, you'd know, Richard, this is
absolutely.
important.
Yeah.
Mining companies need to be all over this.
Yeah, we are not enough. That's the answer. We're not enough out there. We do the best we can, but coming back to your very first question, we're a small company and we've got limited resources, limited time. And
that's why we're here, mate. That's why that's dead set. I was saying to Richard, that's why I started this, because it's
a platform.
companies.
It's a platform.
It's a platform. It's companies like you and people like you that are out there doing the right thing by the mining industry, and they're not. We get to showcase it. I think that's so powerful, mate.
A couple of the right people that see it, and who knows what happens from there.
Definitely.
That's it.
Yeah.
So I'd say that now, after a few years, we're probably talking to most underground miners.
Okay, cool.
We've decided to really focus on underground mining. But yeah, sales cycles and decision-making processes involve many different people, and as you know,
so you guys would be predominantly in Western Australia or Australia-wide. What about goals or vision for global expansion?
Yep. So we've rolled out, WA and also in on the east coast of Australia. We've got our first site in the US in December.
Awesome.
First 2 sites in Canada earlier this year. And very soon releasing in Africa and Peru and Chile.
Into South America.
Yeah.
Awesome. Far out. Global domination, mate.
Yeah, it's world's your oyster.
I mean, that's really a passion that we've got.
When can I buy shares?
I've got a form in my bag. I'm kidding.
Haven't have a prospectus with me.
Yeah, far out.
No, we don't want to be public or anything. We ideally
Not yet.
and ideally we work forever
Yeah.
and we keep on building stuff and having an impact. Yeah, and I really
Amazing.
mean it. Yeah.
There's an interesting question on here. You've covered most of the other ones, but heritage protection.
Mhm.
Yeah. So how do you help companies manage Indigenous heritage sites and
Yep.
to help
So
them stay compliant with our laws and regulations and that sort of thing?
yeah. So in this case, there's the story of GeoMoby's. Someone came to us and said, "Okay, this is what's happening on site. Can you guys help?"
What was happening?
What was happening is two main things. The number one is exploration teams are in the middle of nowhere. There is no reception,
Yep.
and maps are outdated, and they don't know if they are working on heritage lands or protected areas.
They got Starlink now.
Now we've got Starlink.
Yep.
But if you're driving at 40, 45, 50 k's an hour in your ute, that's the second problem is latency. So if you're hitting an area you shouldn't be into, the time it's going to take your typical geofencing type of feature or technology to trigger you and say, hey, step back, you shouldn't be there, will be in the order of 30, 60, 90, 120 seconds, which is not good enough. You've already trespassed. Where our patents are on surface, technologies related to surface operations is in our ability to trigger with no latency. So straight away. The second big thing or big problem is, let's say you're a person, you've got your phone and you're using Starlink and your GPS constantly. As you both know, the shifts, they don't last 3 hours. The shifts, they last 8, 10, 12 hours most of the time. So when you talk about pinging your location constantly, you're talking about then battery drain. And after 3 hours, there is no more battery and you can't be tracked.
Yep.
So the second part of our patent covering surface operations is around the battery management. So you can go with our mobile, our technology that sits behind a mobile app, and you'll have enough battery for the entire shift.
Yep.
Still looking at your location constantly.
That's amazing. That's amazing. Mate, I want to go into cybersecurity.
Okay.
What have we got? Because that's a hot topic. You don't want, if people are using your gear, you don't want anyone to be able to remote in. How are companies protecting themselves?
Yeah, so we're fully compliant with ISO 27001 standards around cyber communication and IT. All the data is hosted here in Australia. It never leaves the country, and same for our operations in the US. Data stays in the US. So data sovereignty is very, very important. In our hosted data is stored in our hosted servers. We do pen tests every year to ensure everything delivers as it should, and making sure that we are on top of compliance and cybersecurity all the time.
Beautiful.
So important.
Yeah, very, very much so.
In such a world, if we were affected, selfishly even, if we are affected or impacted by some problem like that, it would backfire on us the next hour. So it's a must.
So what's next? What's your priority?
Priority is to ensure we onboard as many underground sites as we can. In our business journey, we've tried to remove barriers to growth 6 months ahead of when we believe the problems may arise. So something we've done recently that's significant is we've decided to repatriate all the manufacturing of our hardware. So it now happens in Western Australia.
Wow, awesome, mate. Bringing it back, bringing manufacturing back.
Brilliant, yeah.
Awesome.
In our current world with, geopolitical risks, freight risks,
Tariffs.
COVID-19, tariffs, you never know what's around the corner. And the best way is to ensure you are covering your risk as much as you can.
Mate, if that's not a reason to bloody get GeoMoby on board, I don't know what is.
Absolutely,
Far
yeah.
out. Get some manufacturing happening back in this great country of ours, right?
Yeah, it does sound like it's a French technology, but no, it was born and bred here, and it's manufactured here.
You're bloody selling it. You're doing a flipping good job. Bloody hell. Well, Matt, look, what does the next 12 to 18 months hold for GeoMoby?
So for us, the next 12 months, it's going to be a lot of sites onboarding and team building the team, getting the next generation of great people in strategic positions. So whether it's in the tech team, so back-end, front-end, mobile, firmware, development engineers, but also all good.
Small edit there.
But also people that get the problems of our clients and the daily constraints, because there's no point in thinking of an ideal world where you've got the best of everything if you don't understand the basic constraints of the guys on site. If a lot of sites, they don't even have fiber.
Yeah.
So
Listen to them, find out their problems,
and
offer
then,
the solutions. Yeah.
That's it. A solutions-based
Yeah.
business.
Yeah,
That's what the
absolutely.
mining industry needs. But as you said earlier, the mining industry really needs to go out there and have a shot. Go out there and take a chance. And yes, they may have been burnt, but technology's moving forward at such a great rate of knots. And it sounds like you're on the money here, mate.
Yeah.
I like it.
Hopefully.
Matt, thanks very much for coming in and joining us today.
Yeah.
Richo,
Great to meet you.
Great to bloody have you back in the
It's
studio.
been a good day.
Look forward to the next one, mate.
Yeah.
Matt, once again, mate, thank you very much. I know your time's valuable. You guys are bloody busy. I'll do whatever I can to help push this because I firmly believe in it. I think this is bloody fantastic.
Thanks for having GeoMoby on the studio today.
Not a problem,
great.
mate. Thank you very much for tuning into another episode on the Gold Room podcast. Hope you took a lot from it. If you're a mining company out there, I'd highly advise you to get GeoMoby in and talk to them about the benefits of implementing this system on your site. Thanks.